Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and my law firm assists dentists with employment contract issues. Today, I'm going to talk about the differences between being an employee versus being an independent contractor as a dentist. So, first, if you are an employee, and this is the most common way of having an employment relationship with the dental practice, you will receive a W-2, and so taxes will be withheld from your compensation. You'll be paid usually weekly or biweekly. And then at the end of the year, when you file your tax returns, you don't have to worry about, paying all the taxes because they've already been withheld. The practice will also cover your dental license, DEA registration, malpractice premiums. If you have a claims made policy, they may pay for your tail. And then the law for health, vision, dental, disability, life, retirement. They'll usually pay for your continuing education. You'll get paid time off. So all of the kind of great ancillary benefits that come with being an employee, the dentist is going to get if they have signed an employment agreement. Now, if they're being asked, or maybe they have the option of being an independent contractor, they will not receive a W-2 at the end of the year. Taxes will not be withheld from their compensation, and they'll get a 1099 at the end of the year. And then the dentist will be responsible for paying for all of those taxes that should have been withheld. And they could do that either quarterly or at the end of the year. They will also not receive any of the benefits that I listed before. So they will not get their license paid for, DEA. They will have none of the health, vision, dental, disability, life, retirement. They won't get paid time off. They'll have to pay for their own CE. So they will be responsible for paying for all of that stuff themselves. Now, if you are a smart dentist and you are going to work as an independent contractor, then you need to meet with an accountant and you need to set up an LLC and get an EIN and set up a bank account. And then you can run all of the compensation through that and then deduct most of those things, as business expenses. So all of the stuff I just listed, for the most part, can then be deducted. Now, I guess, what's the ultimate difference? Well, one, if you're working as an independent contractor and have set up an LLC, and you have to get all of those things yourself, you're going to have to be responsible to find all those things. So you're going to have to go get health insurance and vision and dental and disability and life and set up a retirement plan. You're going to have to do all that yourself, and then you're going to pay for all of your DEA, license, CE, and then you'll get no paid time off either. So for some dentists, after kind of doing a math equation, they can come out ahead as an independent contractor. It just makes sense for them. They have no problem doing all of those things. For others, they absolutely just loathe having to worry about all of those things on their own. They just want to work as an employee, have the employer deal with all that stuff, and then ultimately, just work in normal, for the most part for a dentist, just a normal 9 to 5, maybe on the weekends a little bit, maybe a little after hours emergency call. But for the most part, it's much simpler to work as an employee versus an independent contractor. Now, in what situations does it make sense to be an independent contractor? Well, maybe if you're just working part-time. So if you're only working for a practice for a day or two a week, or even, shorter than that, and it's maybe up to the dentist when they work and how much they work. In that scenario, it probably makes sense to be an independent contractor. If you're working a 9 to 5 job and you're at the same practice every day and you're working with the same staff and they're paying for all, or at least maybe some of the things, but they want you to be an independent contractor, they're usually just doing that to avoid having to pay employment taxes. That's the reality. You're not actually an independent contractor in that situation. You're probably an employee. Now, the IRS lists, or at least releases, like a 20-factor test to determine whether someone is an employee versus an independent contractor. I would suggest Googling that, looking at it. And if you're, kind of concerned, well, they're asking me to be an independent contractor, but I'm not entirely certain, just go through the list and see if it applies to you or not, how many factors, okay, well, I'm actually this or that. And then maybe have a discussion with the employer. Well, I don't really feel comfortable moving forward as an independent contractor. I prefer to be an employee. And then you can kind of make a decision if you want to stay with them or if they're willing to offer you an employment agreement as well. It just depends upon the situation. I mean, most of the time, as I said before, 9 times out of 10, a dentist is going to be an employee, not an independent contractor. But there are certain times where it would just make sense financially to be an independent contractor. Anyway, if you have any questions about your employment agreement or independent contractor agreement, you can always give my law firm a call at the phone number listed below in the description, or you can reach us through our website, chellelaw.com. If you thought this video was helpful, please like or subscribe to the channel. We release videos every single day, and I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.